morning, Sister Maria.
Good morning, Sister Jody.
Sister Maria Socorro, correct?
Yes.
And translate that for me, please.
Maria Socorro is named after our late Mother of Perpetual Help, which is a big devotion in the Philippines, celebrated on June 27. And I was born on June 27, 1948.
Oh, my heavens. Well, you were destined to have that name.
Precise.
Yeah.
And they took it from the calendar, my parents.
What do your sisters call you casually?
It's Dalaga,
Ah.
meaning lady.
Oh, I see.
That's
And
my pet name.
that's your birth name?
Pet name, pet. Or what do you call that? Like a nickname.
Oh, yes. Okay. All right. A shortened form of something.
Yes.
Was Maria your birth name, though?
Yes, Maria Socorro.
Well, you must have known Sister Mary Philip.
Yes, sister.
How long have you been in the congregation?
I have been in the congregation for 51 years.
Oh, my.
I entered in July 23, 1966.
Oh, my.
So
And that, how many were in your
in the
congregation?
nucleus community,
When
when
you
I joined
entered.
them, they were 5, seven. There were 7, so I'm the 8th. The Filipina who joined them from in Pampanga itself, I am number 3.
Oh, my heavens.
Yes.
And you look like you should be number 35 or something. You look very, very young. How did you meet the sisters? Because there were so few of them at that time.
Yes, that's so true. First of all, it was my, what do you call that? My inner desire to be a sister from
Young age.
young age. Yes. So I was second year college when I was really somehow restless. I should find a congregation that I can join. So one time, that time I was living with my uncle, who is the parish priest in Angeles, where the former American base was. And there was this great commotion and laughter in the air, and they were saying, so I said, what's happening? What's happening? And they were bringing a lady to the Dominican Sisters in San Fernando with Mary Philip.
Oh, my.
So immediately I got dressed, tried to join the group, and that was my first time, December 1965,
Oh, my.
to meet the sisters. And from then on, almost every weekend, I tried to visit them.
Oh, my.
And then in July, Sister Mary Philip said, I think it was on a weekday, said, come on Saturday. That was the following Saturday. Oh, yes.
You were ready.
Yes, I was ready in my heart. But the things I have to bring, I have to collect from relatives, like my clothing, my other clothing. So,
So
God
she
supplied.
meant come and join us.
Yes, yes, because I have been persistent
Oh.
in going to them every weekend.
Oh, my. So Sister Mary Philip and Sister
Ellen Vincent
Ellen
were there.
Vincent,
Yes.
and she was the one that was in charge of
Formation, yes.
Yes.
Uh,
Well, how fortunate you
indeed.
were, yes, to meet those sisters. And since then, Marcine Clem has spent a great deal of time in the Philippines
And
with you.
Rosemary Marson also was
Oh,
there.
yes.
May
She was,
rest in peace.
yes. And then more recently, Roseanne Schlitt.
Yes.
Yes, yes. And then you had several sisters join you for the celebration of the congregation.
All right. Yes.
How many years was it that you were celebrating? Was it 50?
50 in 2015.
Yes,
We celebrated
yes.
our Golden Jubilee, the foundation there in the Philippines. Yes, and Sister Achakto was there as the prioress.
Yes.
And then during the merger, for the merger in 2012, that was, no? Sister Donna Markham
Donna Markham.
was the prioress.
Were your sisters all in agreement that they wanted to merge?
Yes, I think because we had several studies, coming together, learning from other congregations who have joined, who have been in merging with other communities. So I think we were well prepared as one big community.
Had you been under the diocese before that?
Yes, we
I
are with diocesan right.
Mm-hmm.
So becoming Adrian, we gained the pontifical
Yes.
right. Yes.
Do you find that there's a little more freedom?
Yes,
preaching
and what do you call this? A greater guidance, for ministry, for community, all the aspects of Dominican life. I think we are being ushered into deeper and wider span.
Well, from what I have observed and heard, your community life is a very happy one.
Yes. We still maintain what you call local communities. So we will be in one ministry, and the sisters met 2, 3, or more, and we live the common life with prayer, ministry.
But when you come together as a group,
Chapter.
it's filled with joy, am I not?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
And you have among the sisters a variety of ministries.
Yes, sister.
Yes.
We
And
have.
what are you currently embracing?
Right now, I am in pastoral ministry, working in an archdiocesan shrine of the Lord of the Holy Sepulchre.
Oh my.
The dead Christ or the entombed Christ.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
And what does your ministry there involve?
we work with in the liturgy because the big day in the shrine is Friday. We have 14 masses every Friday.
Did you say 14?
14 from 5 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock in the evening.
So there are always groups,
Yes.
and I'd call them pilgrims almost.
Pilgrims and devotees, we call them, come to the shrine. And then also, we have evolved this through the devotees, what we call a center of mercy and compassion. It was so timed when Pope Francis declared the Year of Mercy.
Yeah.
And what we do in the Center of Mercy and Compassion, we serve the 7 corporal works of mercy. And we get support from the devotees and the pilgrims. In the church itself, we have this chamber of the Nazarene, and within that chamber, we have 7 boxes where we place feed the hungry, the 7 corporal works of mercy. And then people, after praying to the Black Nazarene, they just choose which box they would put in their donation, their offering to help the people. And it has been going on for the last 4 years.
Very successfully, it sounds like.
Yes, we are getting their support. Like, for example, we have this feeding program now.
A what program?
Feeding
Toddlers.
And from 2 years old to 4 years old.
They come right to the shrine?
No, we come to their area.
Oh.
We serve them lunch 3 times a week. And it's a good project because it's a partnership between the shrine and the local government. The local, we call it barangay, prepare the rice. And we bring in the viand for the children.
Oh my.
Yeah, because we call this to have them the right development of the brain, you know,
Yes.
while still young.
The right foods.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Nutritious food.
That they might that they might not be getting at home at the
Yes,
time.
yes, because they are really in the, we call it squatter area.
Refresh my memory. I know there was a tsunami in 2013, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. And you sisters were responsible for bringing seeds
Correct.
to the
And-
area that was most affected.
And the presence of the sisters with the people who were devastated, you know. So there is this one parish again in Angeles where the social services are well developed. They brought in food, they brought in materials for building their houses, and seeds with the sisters also. So there is this collaboration,
Yes.
cooperation, and I think the help we extend is really.
Were you yourself able to witness the destruction of that tsunami?
I did not go to the place itself,
Uh-huh.
but through the television and
Yeah.
newspapers we see. And one of our sisters, Bibiana, is from that place. And
Her family.
yes,
is there.
just listening to her story, they were grateful that nobody's life was
Taken.
no. But the house, little by little, it was being ripped off by big waves
Oh my.
and winds.
Where you're located as a community, or as we say today, a chapter.
Yes, yes.
Are you near the water?
No, not
More
near.
central?
Yes, we are in the biggest island, which is Central Luzon. But you can travel only like 30 minutes and you go to the big river of Pampanga. We have a big river there. And the rainwater goes there, so we don't get much flooded, you know.
Yeah.
But those along the mountains in the south, when there is this big typhoon, easily they get the water.
And then the mud flows.
The mud flow.
Flows, yeah. Is the military air base still there?
The American, yes,
Close
it's
there?
a nice place where we have this international airport now, and the two of us just went there. I mean, instead
you
of
left?
instead of Manila, which is very far, 2 hours from Pampanga, and you get the heavy traffic.
Yes.
So, and it's still, I think it's maintained like the way the Americans kept the place, you know.
Do you have any relatives in the United States?
I have one sister living in Homestead, Florida, but right now she retired from her work as a nurse at Coral Gables a year ago. And at this time, she's in the Philippines.
Oh, no.
So I don't make a side
Are you
trip.
going to miss one another?
Yes, because when I go home to the Philippines, that will be the day she will be coming back to be with her husband and their child. So she goes back and forth. Being with
Any
her.
other siblings besides your sister here?
No more siblings. All are in the Philippines.
They're in and how many are in the Philippines?
We are now 11 only because the elder sister died last year. So we are 12 children in the family.
Well, that keeps you busy.
I am third.
Do you communicate with them by phone or by computer?
Yes,
or?
we call the cell phone.
Yes.
We can just text messages. Yeah, and once a month I visit the house in my hometown. I have 3 sisters living there and 1 brother.
So that's like a little, a mini vacation, as we would say.
Weekend.
A weekend,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. And what was the retreat like for you when here in the Adrian
Last week.
last week? Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was, I think, very, let's say, calming and very grounding. And once again, the Word of God comes alive, you know. It's all from scriptures, but what do you call this? The impact on our life today is real, is meaningful, and it has, what do you call this? It has focus. Where are we going? How are we going? With whom are we going to this in this journey?
Yes.
That was very much made clear in the retreat.
Well, you most likely will have a chance to share that with the sisters when you get home.
Definitely.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
It's unusual to have, were there 5 or 6 Dominicans
From
giving the retreat?
there were, I think, 5, no? 2 priests who are both Dominicans, and then the 2 preachers are also Dominicans, and one is Rebecca, I don't know what kind, but she's a superior general of one congregation also.
Oh, yeah. Well, and how long do you plan to stay right now for your trip away?
We go, coming over, we first landed in Los Angeles with a friend there. So that Senaida said, you can get your rest because when you get there, you will be on retreat. So,
that was
so all we did there in Los Angeles was sleep, eat, and then get fresh air. Yes, and then Adrian, we go back to Los Angeles on August 18, and then from there to the Philippines, August 21. Yeah.
Do you know any of the sisters that came here early on for formation?
You mean the early
ones? Yes,
nucleus community? Yes, we still have Sister Vanji with us.
Oh.
There, Evangelina Fernandez, who was then Sister Mary Dominic.
So she had her formation here.
Yes, and Sister Esperanza, but she passed away 4 years ago, and Digna left the congregation, you know.
Would they have been Golden Jubilarians this year, do you think? Or
no,
would it be
previous. Many years before, yes. And Lourdes, who was before me.
That was before Sister Mary Philip went to the Philippines.
What do you mean?
Your sisters came here for formation before Sister Mary Philip went to the Philippines. Yes.
You know, maybe during the week in the retreat, I was thinking, how did the inspiration come about? That our bishop then, the late Emilio Sinense, how he came to know the Adrians and then asked them to form us or to show us how to live, no, as religious. And then Mother Gerald was the Genevieve said, you bring in the sisters. So what do you call this? The enculturation of a religious Dominican life happened here in Adrian. And very nice, you know, it's all providential, I know.
Oh, yes. And then I always wish that Sister Mary Philip was with us here on earth to celebrate the merge that we had.
That's so true.
Yes.
But I know in heaven, they are one with us.
I just know she was your greatest advocate here in Adrian.
Yes.
She spoke about and was always collecting money to send to our sisters in the Philippines. I mean, you were so dear to her, and now I can see why. You know,
Yes.
it's such a beautiful experience for specifically for those of us on campus to meet and greet each one of you, and that some of your sisters could be here for chapter.
Yes,
Also.
that was last year. Very nice.
That must
So
have been a
true.
wonderful experience for them.
Of course, young and old here. Yes, and you know Ellen Vincent. Have you remember Ellen
Oh, yes.
Vincent McLean? Yes.
Yes.
She was happy because there was this occasion she came home here, and she saw all the abundance here. And then
I
she
know.
said, how I wish I would collect all the recyclable material there and bring them back to the Philippines, you know, because they saw the great want,
Yes.
the poverty. Yeah.
I think many of our sisters who have gone overseas and return, it's difficult for them facing just what you said, what appears to be abundance. I mean, even going into a grocery store and being overwhelmed
Yes.
by that, or being overwhelmed by the food that appears.
Yes.
Yes.
And somehow there's wastage, you know. It isn't finished, you know, you just have to discard, throw away. But you know, it's different.
What's your wish for you have a novice, correct?
Right.
What's your wish for her and the future for her?
Well, my wish for her is that she grows into this consciousness of how God takes care of the church and the people, and then find her contribution, her participation in this great mission of the church.
That she will be a great preacher. Is
Preacher.
what I hear you
Yes,
saying.
yes.
And what will you take back to the sisters about your experience here in Adrian?
Well, that the sisters are really a cloud of witnesses, you know, of God's merciful and gracious love. And they are so generous in sharing this to all kinds of peoples. Like for 2 days now, I have been going with Marcin to the Dire Need office.
Yes.
And it's a venue where the poor
Yes.
can get help. So these experiences, and then, well, Adrian really is different because of the sisters.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. It's not the buildings.
No, it's the sisters.
Yeah. And I'm sure you've noticed our co-workers,
Yes,
how
yes.
much they feel
Yes.
a family.
Yes.
Yes.
And how they are so gentle. Like, for example, in serving the sisters at Maria, you know, they are so beautiful people.
You do know, I presume, that Sister Marcine is most unusual. Yes. I think there's a pound of batteries in her.
Extra. Yeah.
She's always reaching out to all those in need, and sometimes people who don't even know they're in need. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Yes. I know she loves the sisters in your chapter.
She does.
Yes.
And she is always
Yeah.
constantly communicating also, no? Like, and sisters communicate with her. She was able to write 3 letters, and Yolanda, who was here on business
Right.
with the finance committee,
Yeah.
went back with her letters and
Is there
greetings.
another sister from the Remedies chapter coming this way?
Yes, by the end of the month, because she works with the Justice and Peace Commission in the Philippines, and there is a conference here I heard
Is it going to be right here?
Here in Adrian.
Oh,
August 1 and 2, I think. 1st and
beautiful.
2nd. So we will be here together, 3 of us again, and she'll be here till August 8th.
Mm-hmm. Well, Marie, your presence these past weeks and for a few more weeks, we're very lucky, has been a blessing for us.
Thank you.
And
Yes,
we
for
keep you
us
in
too.
your heart, and the ministry that you sisters in the Philippines are involved in. So God bless you, and thank you for this time.
Thank you very much, Sister.